new segment we're trying out. I wonder if you want to help us.
It'd be a pleasure.
Okay. Cue, jingle, and caption. Who's the freak first thought of that? Excellent. Feeble, really. All right, now here's... look, Dave, you drink coffee?
Yeah, all the time. I love a latte.
You love a latte?
Yeah.
Well, look, here's something that might interest you. This is coffee made from the waste product of vermin. All right? This is true. This is an actual product. The animal featured on the label here, as you can see, is a sort of cat known as the luwak. Comes from Sumatra. Dave, you've been to Sumatra?
No, but I've certainly heard about it.
Yeah. You liar. He or she eats the coffee cherries off the bushes, which grow wild in the jungle there. And so and the beans pass through the animal, are passed by the animal.
Yeah.
They're presumably cleaned, roasted, and put into a bag at $300 a bag. I'm not making this up, Dave. We make stuff up on the show all the time. That is actually true.
That sounds ridiculous.
No, it's actually true. It's actually true. What I want to know is, I mean, if I was walking along in the Sumatran jungle, I'm sure there'd be the same for you,
yeah.
and I saw some cat excrement, the last thing that would pop into my head would be, yes, milk and one. So what I'm wondering, Dave...
What are you wondering, Sean?
I'm wondering, we'll look down the barrel here, who the freak first thought of that?
It was me!
Just cross that off. We won't be doing... I blame you, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to take full responsibility for that.
Right. James, you got a tour coming up, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Well, what country are you touring?
Next, I'll be touring the United States.
Yes, all right.
And then back to Germany. I spent a lot of time there and around Eastern Europe.
Yes, world tour. That's it. And Australia too? You're doing Australia?
Australia, yep. Touring around Australia at the moment.
And for those interested, here are James Morrison's dates over the next few months. Way to go, James. Sorry, James?
I said I'm very interested in my dates for the next few months.
We have a little clip here of your death scene. I know it's not terribly funny or anything, but it was very moving. And I think
It was funny.
No, I don't think it was. I think you're being very unfair on yourself, and I wouldn't, if I were you, make a mockery of what was a very moving moment. Can we just have a look, please, at Dr. Mitch's movie? I'm sorry.
I told you it was funny.
Well, the trouble, see, Channel 7 wouldn't let us have the footage, so we had to improvise.
God bless your heart.
The new Harry Potter book is out soon. I think it's... What date is it? Anyone know? June? 21st of June. Thank you very much. 21st of June. And look, it's been a long time coming. Author J.K. Rowling was 2 years late turning it in. Had this been to a public library, she'd be up for a fine of hundreds of dollars, but it wasn't. It was to a publisher, so instead she's set to receive millions of dollars. Work that one out, Australia. I'm Sean Micallef.
Harry Potter stick, take two.
I'm sorry about that. Anyway, she had a lot of trouble with the book. This is the 5th in the series. The American publisher didn't like the title again. You might recall that the American version of the original Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, because Americans might think that philosopher was too intellectual. Well, it's happened again, where the rest of the world will get Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The US will get Harry Potter and the Order of French Fries. Something they can understand, apparently. Now, J.K., or Rowling, has said that it was very hard getting inspired with this book, and this may be the last one. Now, obviously, the publishers are very keen for more and are pressuring her, and we've been lucky enough to get a hold of some of the early drafts of future Harry Potter sequels. Now, this is true. I'm not sure that, you can see the strain beginning to show with these first few here. Harry Potter and the Magical Thing, just a bit vague. And then toying around with the character, you just don't change your character, really. Harry Potter and the Contact Lenses. And anybody who's seen the most recent film will know that this one is relevant, but I don't think it'll work that well. Harry Potter and the Onset of Puberty. And really... she's not even trying here with this one, I'm afraid. Harry Potter and the Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. And I found this one interesting in a sort of, I guess a sort of a postmodern way. Harry Potter and the Oh God, will someone please get me out of my contract? In fact, the publishers have asked other authors to help out in order to keep the franchise running. I'm not sure about these. They've got Stephen King onto it here. Harry R.I.P. Here's one from Dick Francis. Harry Potter and the Murder Involving Horse Racing. Available from airports. Nice one for the younger viewers there. Harry Potter and the Twins from Sweet Valley High. And also one from Harold Robbins. Harry Potter and the Twins from Sweet Valley High. And here's a surprising one from Barbara Cartland. Harry Potter and the Flesh-Eating Space Zombies. I think they're onto a winner there. Hope is what you're going to perform for us
Hope is
today?
what I'm about to go run over and do for you.
And are you going to do it live? Are you actually going to perform it? Because,
Yeah.
you know, there's a little lip syncing.
Lip syncing? What are you trying to say?
Well, lip syncing goes on. We don't have it on. We don't do it on the show.
No, I'm going to belt it out live for you,
Because
mate.
people are very cynical, you know. The audience is pretty cynical. They just assume that you're lip syncing.
What do you want me to do?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Could you perhaps
I'm a great guest like that.
include the word Lamington at some point in the show for us, which is, I take it, not actually.
Baby, don't give up the fight. Lamington.
Those of you who know me well will be aware of how distressed I've been by the state of soccer in this country. Well, perhaps there's some light at the end of the tunnel because a new board has taken over at Soccer Australia, headed by excuse me. Thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start again. Can we roll the opening time? No, okay. Anyway, it's headed by businessman Frank Lowy, a really hard name to say. And tonight, one of the new board members, Bobby Cioccolini, is holding a press conference in Sydney to announce the future directions of Soccer Australia. And we cross live now to that press conference and Mr. Bobby Cioccolini.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much for coming along, everyone. On behalf of Soccer Australia, I would like to make a few points about where we believe soccer is heading in this country in light of the recent criticisms that have been flowing since the release of the Crawford Report. First of all, the standard of the domestic soccer competition. The new board believes that the standard of soccer in Australia, five players, must be adept at grabbing the ball cleanly, either in the air or on the ground. Without these basic ball handling skills, how can we possibly hope to compete with the great soccer clubs around the world, such as ACDC? Right.
Yeah, so things are looking good there for the AFL and the NRL. I can't do that. Here's the thing.
Consumer power tips.
I like crumpets.
Consumer power tips.
Well, my first guest is a name which has been used before. Tony Martin wowed them in the Marx Brothers films A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races in the late 30s, and again 60 years later, Blue Murder and Wild Side. Of course, those are two other Tony Martins. Tonight we've got the funny one who works with Mick Malloy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Martin. Tony, thank you for coming along.
Yes, this is the only show I haven't ruined yet.
Right, well, I'm looking forward to it tonight. And in fact, thank you for coming along, because I know you helped us out with the pilot, and
Yeah.
and there was well, you know, it didn't go to plan. You told me that your favourite film was Aliens, which was the sequel to the Alien. Anyway, I think have we got that on? We've got that here. Let's just have a look. This is from the pilot.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, so I am sorry.
Never mind. It
That's
couldn't
all right,
happen 2 times.
Okay. Well, now you've made your own favourite film, though, haven't you? Because you've made a film, Bad Eggs, and
Yes,
and
you're in it.
I'm in it, and it opened on Thursday, and they can calculate, can't they, from the weekend how it's going to go?
Oh, it's a nightmare. And we've had our ass kicked by the Terminator, I'm afraid.
The Terminator, ladies and
There you
gentlemen.
go.
There you go.
But,
They obviously want to see your film.
well, no, we're third behind the Terminator and Charlie's Angels, and it's kind of ironic for people who know me because we did a sketch of the Terminator 3 on the radio about 7 years ago. I remember at the time going, well, that could never really happen. There would never really be a Terminator 3, but, you know, Arnold is obviously laughing now. So much for your humour, he'll be saying.
So apart, well, I mean, you know, apart from Arnold, what's Terminator 3 got that Bad Eggs hasn't got? Because Bad Eggs has got everything, hasn't it?
Well, Terminator has a lot of spectacle, a lot of big budget spectacle. I've got a clip from Bad Eggs, if you like. You can see the kind of spectacle we're turning on. This is a clip featuring Bob Franklin.
I joined the force in '94. You know what one of my first jobs was? Hoax of Australia on the 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 hoax of Australia's most wanted.
The alleged offender entered the Quick and Go shop
Yeah, sort of walk through shots, maybe answer a call, sign something. He's pretty good at it too. Did some good work there.
And wearing what appeared to be a pair of drawn-on sunglasses. After a brief period
Anyway, one week I got a bit too ambitious.
man claimed to possibly have a gun.
I decided to climb the ladder at the back of the studio. You know, like I'm looking for an old case file or
A
something.
life-size cutout of Merv Hughes. If you have any information which may be...
Reasonably impressed by that. And Bob died, didn't he?
He did, sadly, but he'll be back for the DVD.
All right. Which you're preparing at the moment, I hear.
I think you've got to do all that. But I'm in the middle of, this is the 6th week of my publicity tour.
Is this the final show you're appearing on?
I think if I could mention another channel, I think I'm on Bert tomorrow morning. I'm taking Bob Franklin along, so that'll be mystifying if you've got to watch.
Well, has it been fun? I mean, it is probably pretty hard to sort of... Well, I mean, you're interested in the film you've made, but to generate to pretend that it's the first time you've talked about it.
Foolishly put the name Eggs in the title. So over the last 3 weeks, I've been photographed with eggs. I've been asked to get into a giant egg cup. I've been asked to hit the top of Mick Malloy's head with a big spoon.
And you don't say no to any of this.
No, never. It's all good promotion. Just, you know, you've got to be careful what you call the film. We're glad we didn't call it Bad Anal Probe. Clearly, that would have been a mistake.
Leading with your chin, really, with that one.
That's right. But hey, here's something that happened to me on the publicity tour. And this is something I've been warned about. When you do a press interview, the journalist comes in, they have a dictaphone, and they put it down on the desk, and they go, you mind if I record this? And I'd been told that occasionally a journalist will do this trick. They'll finish the interview, and they'll just forget that they've left it there and leave the room and tape you talking to a publicist or say, and then they'll come back in and take the tape recorder. And that actually happened to me in Brisbane. The guy walked out and left it running. And so I've just started saying things like, to my wife, I've just started going, give Mick a call, because I think Natalie Imbruglia's pregnancy test results are coming out today, just in a desperate attempt to create some rumours, so hopefully we'll be getting...
Did it get in? Did you...
Oh, well, we're waiting to see. But give it a burl if it happens to you.
Do you... I mean, you're a student of film.
Yes,
you know, you love films.
I look like a nerd, correct.
Well, I love them too, and maybe I look like a nerd as well. But how many would you see a year? How many
I see about 100 to 300 films a year.
100 to 300.
That's right.
And when did you? Does actually being a student of film actually, help you make films?
I don't think it does, because people who watch a lot of films, their films tend to be full of annoying sort of pastiches and references to other films. But the first film I ever made when I was a kid was a Super 8 movie, and it was a Batman parody, in fact. And because I don't know if you ever had this happen to you, when I was a kid, my grandmother, I agreed to let her knit me a Batman costume. No, I thought that would be fine. You know, Alfred makes all of Bruce Wayne's gear.
Yeah, but he wouldn't knit it, would he?
Well, Alfred wouldn't be working from a pattern in the Woman's Weekly. Right. If you can imagine it all over, that's, you know, it's very hard to strike fear into the hearts of criminals when your bat cowl has a pom-pom on the top. And, you know, a jaunty scarf is no substitute for a scary cape, I find. But, so that was the...
Sorry, how old were you at this point?
I was about 28. No, I was about 9. But that was the very first film I made, was just an absolutely serious Batman movie, with absolutely serious situations going on, except that Batman had a costume knitted by his grandmother. And that was the premise for the film. And I've realised that's what Bad Eggs basically is. It's the same idea. It's a serious cop movie with idiots dropped into the centre of it. But listen to this, Sean. Yes. This actually happened. That film, that Batman movie, came on it came up as third prize winner on a children's television afternoon program on New Zealand television, and I had to go on TV and be presented with my third prize film splicer by Richard Wilkins, then known as Richard Wilde on New Zealand television. He used to be Richard Wilde before he moved out here.
Right. So it came number 3. And now you're number 3
I'm now
again.
number 3 at the box office still.
Career has come full circle.
That's right.
Well, no, no. We take calls occasionally
do you?
on the show. Is that all right? Just ask you some questions about bad eggs or whatever.
Right. Sure.
You might be not about bad eggs.
Some of this.
Yeah, sure. That is my own personal water. Let's take some calls. And first up, it's Matt from Barcelona. Hey, is this Matt Welch, the swimmer?
Yeah, Sean, it's me. Yeah, I'm at the World Championships.
How's it going over there, Matt? Bad luck about the second place thing.
Yeah, I won the butterfly, though.
Did you? I didn't see that one. So it's going well, though, is it, over there?
Yeah, it's going really well, thanks, Sean. Yeah, how's it going over there?
Good.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Listen, Matt, I've got Tony Martin here with me. Do you have a question you'd like to ask?
Well, I mean, not really. I just got this free phone card, and I wanted to use it up before I came home.
Right.
So you've been well there, Sean, yeah?
Yeah, I've been well. I'm good, thanks. Matt, look, if you don't have a question, we should really...
Well, yeah, no, it's been really hot over here, actually, thanks for asking. It's sort of hot and humid, although they say that's pretty normal for Barcelona this time of year, or it's actually Barcelona, as it's more correctly pronounced.
Yeah, listen, Matt,
Have you been to Barcelona there, Sean?
Okay,
yeah?
Matt, we'll have to leave it there.
Hang on, I've still got $34 of credit left.
Okay then, Matt.
What time's it over there?
Goodbye, Matt.
So lonely.
But you have him on the show one time, and you're best mate. Please continue that. Please take Tony Martin.
Thank you.
Bad Eggs is in the cinemas now. Can you do me a favour, just before we start, because we've got we do promos. You know what a promo is? I know it's been a while since you did the TV show, but a promo, you do it for the advertise the next week, and what they do is they grab bits of this show. And I just want a little bit where you're looking like you're enjoying yourself, and it may not happen during the interview, so I just want to sort of fake it now if we could. Is that all right?
Sure.
Because it's a bit desk-bound, this show, and they need an arresting image to encourage people to... so if you wouldn't mind, it's just to sort of create a bit of a talking point for the promo, not actually part of the show. Could you just hold that, and I'll do something reasonably lively. Okay, thanks. Can we have some music just to... Audience participation. We thought we'd conduct a bit of an experiment, all right? Thank you very much, Jason.
Not a problem,
All right, now, Francis and I are going to do a blind test on Kopi Luwak to see whether we can tell whether it actually tastes any different, all right? So one of these mugs contains Kopi Luwak in it, and the other one hasn't, all right? All right, doesn't, in fact, okay?
Can't tell.
No.
Sample A is the one with the cat excrement, Sean.
All right, excellent.
Whereas sample B was made from my own.
All right. A lot of the viewers are cynical about whether these songs are sung live, and I just wondered whether you could drop a word in. We sometimes ask our artists to do that. Would you mind doing that?
Which word?
I'm thinking of the word dolphinarium.
Oh, of course.
You can work that one in? Without compromising the integrity of the piece?
Yeah, I can do that. You're never boring. You're always changing. You feel amazing, dolphin everything.
We take some viewer calls, we'll take a call now. Let's take a call from one of our viewers. Dave from St Kilda is on the line. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, g'day. Look, I actually haven't got a question for Marcus, although I am a big fan. This is Dave Hughes, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember you had me on last week?
Yeah, I remember. He called me a wanker on air last week. Did he really?
Yeah, look, Sean, I'm really sorry about that, mate. I'm just ringing to apologise. I felt terrible all week. I don't know why I said it, mate. I just hope you'll forgive me.
Dave, it takes a big man to admit he's wrong and apologise, particularly on national television. I accept your apology. and I only hope you've learned a valuable lesson from this whole experience about how you should respect fellow performers and colleagues, particularly those like me who are older and perhaps a little bit wiser than yourself.
You really are a wanker, aren't you?
All right.
Pete, Sean, Francis's knee.
Pete!
That's right, Francis's knee. Sick and tired of long queues? Then you'll appreciate the normal-sized ones that come with this superb billiard table from Ace. And if after months of practice you're still awful, then why not cheat with a magnetic cue ball influencer? Simply turn the knob and hey presto, you gain an advantage over your friends by means of deception. Or how about this splot shelving system? And when I say system, I mean an abomination of cheap tubular aluminium that would make even Ingvar Kramrad, founder of IKEA, throw up. Splot, it's the sound your bowels will make evacuating themselves as you lay eyes on your new hi-fi stereo. It's from JVC. We put the jickle in technological. And you can block out the sound of yourself splotting by pumping up the volume on these records from RCA. Forwards, they're the hip sound of 1977. Backwards, they contain a secret message compelling you to kill. Thinking of becoming hideously disfigured, donning a mask and retreating to the sewers beneath Paris for the rest of your natural life? Then why not drag this organ along with you and pound away dementedly to your black heart's content? From Hammond, where every organ is vital.
And I believe we can rejoin the Soccer Australia press conference now, so let's cross back to Sydney for take 2.
Look, thanks for staying around, everyone. Look, I just wanted to correct a statement that I made earlier. I don't know how it happened. There must be some gremlins in the system or something. It is, of course, only one player on each team who is able to handle the ball. That player being the player who stands in front of the puck.
Still having some technical difficulties there, so we'll move on. Casper, curse you! Let's take a question from a caller now, Jim. Xavier, you're first. Go ahead. Xavier?
Yes, hello, Mr. Jimone, is it?
Certainly is.
How are you this evening?
I'm very good. Yourself?
That's good. My name is Xavier from Carpet Mania. We're currently doing a promotion in your area, and I wonder if you'd be interested in a free gift from Carpet Mania's beautiful selection of luxury mats.
Look, sorry, so Jim Owens, you're a bit busy at the moment, obviously.
Of course. When would be a more convenient time for me to call and tell you about the free gift and Carpet Mania's special offer for this month?
Jim, when would be a convenient time to bring you back?
Well, I am on tour until the end of the month, the whole way up through Queensland, so you can play at this game. And after that, that would be probably a good time, towards the end of June.
You don't want any mats, do you?
No.
No. So
I do, actually, because I wouldn't mind. I want a chip at the back of the house, and I wouldn't mind a
We've
little...
got a mat perfect for that one.
Really?
Xavier, look, Xavier, just don't call again, all right? We're going to call the police. This is the 5th time you've done that. Thanks very much for your call.
The fire department has an elite undercover unit whose covert operations are unknown to the general public. These men and women are the plainclothes firefighters.
Hey, Zippy, where is everybody? You better get in there. Chief's madder than hell.
Sue me, milkshake.
Relations. Get rid of that mouse squib, Spooky. This is a goddamn fire department.
What's eating him?
When an arsonist changes his MO, everything eats me, Zoom.
How's he changed it, Chief?
He's starting floods now.
Hey, that's a little out of our jurisdiction, isn't it?
Hey, if it's too hot for you, put him for a transfer, coconut.
Hey, boss, who's the uniform?
Zip it, cream cake. She's from Internal Affairs. She'll be working with you on the flood maniac case. Now, get out.
I ain't working with no female.
Colonel female waste goose.
Take it outside, ladies. I got work to do now. Get out.
King's Fruit Loop.
Sorry, late.
We take my wheels.
What do you got?
1955 unmarked fire engine. Let's roll.
What are you lamb shanks doing back here?
You disappoint me, boss.
How did you know it was me flooded them streets?
Zoom here found a signed confession under his windshield wiper.
There goes your pension, Orlando. Now, you come in quietly or we're going to have to wear earplugs.
Sippy, all my calls for 10 years.
Yes, it's Surprise Dwarf, and Francis Greenslade is on location. You there, Francis?
Yes, I am, Sean. I'm at the lovely waterfront restaurant. So, let's talk to these people over here. Good evening. I'm Francis Greenslade from Micallef Tonight, and your name is?
Sylvia.
Sylvia, and yours, sir?
Werner.
Sylvia and Werner. Beautiful names, beautiful names. You must be very proud.
Get on with it.
But of course. Well, Sylvia and Werner, we at Micallef Tonight understand that even though you're with someone, perhaps in a relationship, you can still feel very much alone. So tonight, be our guest, please, and enjoy the warm, good-humoured company of Brett, your surprise dwarf. That's just about all we've got time for. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you very much, Francis. Thank you.
Sean,
Delightful.
Yes, I should just warn you that I did work on a Channel 9 program once, and when that dwarf appears on your show, it usually means it's about to be axed.
Oh, no. We're crossing back out to Soccer Australia.
Thank you for staying on, everyone. Look, obviously there are 11 players on a soccer team, not 5, and it's certainly not a puck, it's a goal. Everybody knows it's a goal. I'm sorry, the mistakes were made by some spastic with gotten work experience. What is it? What? Jeez.
Tedeschi 3, audience nothing.
Whether you would mind dropping in a word for us, we always ask. Percy Sledge did his song "When a Man Loves a Woman Without His Trousers On." Other people say words. Would you like to say a word? We have picked a word for you. It's actually a hyphenated.
How very convenient. Thank you.
It's Banana Lounge. You think you can work that into over and out?
Does it have to make sense?
Well, the show hasn't thus far. I don't see why it should start now. Are you equal to the task?
All right, I'll give it a go.
Sarah's going to say Banana Lounge! Pete.
Sean.
Francis.
Attila.
Pete! Thanks, Attila. Our lucky contestant tonight could be going home instead of away for a whirlwind holiday for one on Typhoon Island. Sand, surf and sleet all come together through the gaping hole in the roof of your hotel room to make this one holiday you'll never forget. Although post-traumatic stress disorder can suppress the memories for up to 10 years. Typhoon Island helps you be the eye of the storm, although it is spelled with an O. Or how about this beautiful and versatile bar? And when I say versatile, I'm obviously lying. It just sits there. God, it's dull. I don't know why she's so happy. Look at her big, stupid grin on her face. I'd rather look at a miniature stove full of chickens. Heavens to Murgatroyd, what's happening? It's witchcraft, I tells ya. Huzzah, my prayers have been answered, and yours will be too, with this portable oven and dead hens combination, courtesy of Appalling Displays Proprietary Limited. Your kitchen will never be the same again, nor will it be the laundry. And you won't believe the price. My hat, you're incredulous. Back to you, Mick and Tony.
Thank you very much, Pete. The Bureau of Statistics have announced their figures are out, but only by a little bit. See here. Right, let's go to talkback now. Pablo from Maroubra, you have a question for Judith.
Yes, Judith. I'm interested to know what you think about dwarves.
Well,
I'm sorry, that's put me in a very awkward position. Simply because, I don't know if you've seen my contract, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
But in my contract it states that there are 3 things I simply refuse to discuss, and they are dwarves, Carly Simon and mince. So, I'm afraid my hands are tied.
I'm sorry, Pablo, but Judith can't help you. They just have an interest, though. What do you think of dwarves?
Oh, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them.
You've written a book and you did a television series about fame in the 20th century, and we spoke briefly about reality television. I'm just wondering whether it's too early. Would it be too early for you to write a book about fame in the 21st century? Do you think that's changed?
I think there's not much of a century yet, is there? But I think fame is already... I think celebrity value is lessening. And it would be very good if it did. And one of the advantages of the reality shows, if everyone can be famous for 15 minutes, as Andy Warhol predicted, that it makes fame less a point of obsession. And I'm all for that. I think there was too much of it. The papers are too full of it. Handy. On the other hand, it could be handy. On the other hand, it could be handy. I'm going to be touring this country.
Yes,
in
you're
September.
famous. You're famous, and you're
well. If I wasn't well known, there wouldn't be much point saying, "Hey, my show was on," because nobody would come at all.
Right.
So fame does come in handy. But I think it should only come in handy to draw attention to something you intend to achieve. Fame for its own sake is meaningless.
Well, not meaningless. This tour isn't meaningless because it's a celebration of a friendship and also a great body of work that you've been working on for many years.
What, tourism?
Yes, tourism. No, your songs. It's a.
Oh, you mean that kind of tourism?
Your
right,
tour,
right,
your tour is on. I didn't articulate that.
Right.
Okay. Words and music is.
Yeah, I've been working on these songs off and on for 40 years, mainly off, because the first time we did it 35 years ago, call it 35 years, it didn't really succeed commercially, what me and my friend Pete Ackham were doing. We sold thousands of records, but in those days you had to sell millions. So we went out of business for about a quarter of a century. And then a few years ago it started to revive, wonderfully. And now, actually by public demand, we just toured Britain for the 2nd year running. I'm going to find out in Australia whether it's by public demand in Australia. I might find out the hard way.
Well, I don't know whether we can trust you, because the last time you were involved in music, this is what you gave us.
Oh my God, what have you got?
Margarita Fracasada. Now, you are responsible for Margarita, aren't you? Hitting the stage, and that was a tour she did of Australia.
What you don't realise, I was Margarita. It was a very good makeup. Didn't you see how we were hardly ever on screen in the same shot?
That's very true, that's very true. But you're not dragging up for this tour. This is with Peter Atkin.
Pete Atkin plays it coloured socks, but apart from that he plays it straight. And he sings the songs, and I sit there on stage and help the audience listen to them. And then in between the songs, I get up and I give my opinions on world affairs and Australian politics and so on. And then he sings again. And it's a pretty full night. I don't think we sold the audience short.
Right.
A man with a basket has just appeared.
Lou. Hello, Lou.
Hello, Lee.
Yes.
And can we assist you in any way?
No, I think put these prizes on for Clive. It's the new board game, the Deck Pictionary.
Right.
You've got the Jets from Arnott. They're fantastic.
Right.
And not forgetting the Walkmans. You love that.
Sorry, Clive.
And just a moment.
That's all right. I'm just explaining. Lou does this other show. He's obviously got it mixed up with... Have you got it mixed up with the other show?
I thought it was dark for Sunday afternoon, really.
Thank you very much, Lou. Lou Richards,
This one's called Winter. People like ants. From the top of my tower, my rifle trembles. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you very much, Pedro. Well, that's about it for this week. In fact, that's it now. Before we go, a quick look at what they'll be talking about around the water cooler tomorrow.
This water's nice. Yeah, nice and cool.
And refreshing.
I'm glad they installed this water cooler.
Yes, very much as I expected. Mind you, I had worked on the script, so stands to reason, as opposed to Stephen Hawking, who just sits there. Thank you very much to our guests, Anthony LaPaglia, Dave Hughes, Bertel Sherritt-Goebbels, and, of course, Lavinia Nixon. And we didn't even play the wheel tonight. To take us out tonight, one of this country's most enduring singing talents, and tonight is no exception. Yes, it's Jackie Love, and I'm sure, as her name suggests, you'll Jackie her this evening as she sings Twisted Sisters' anthem to resisting kleptomania, We're Not Going to Take It. See you in the Monkey House, Australia.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
This is Pete Smith squeaking.